Well, hello everybody. Today is time for my weekly video update. I'm sorry, it's actually been 2 weeks since my last one. But here I am. I just want to thank you all for the video responses I've been receiving. I love to see the numbers go up. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about cross-dressing a little bit more. In my last video, I talked a little bit about some questions that I'd been receiving about what was the difference between transgenderism, transsexualism, cross-dressing, and drag queen, things like that. So today I'm going to try to go a little bit in a little bit more detail on each one of these subjects. So let's begin. Cross-dressing is typically seen as one gender dressing as another gender. So say like a male is dressing like a female, or a female dressing like a male. This has been done in almost every human society throughout all of time. There has been some form of cross-dressing or other. Back in Egypt, the pharaohs wore makeup and high heels, and Indians, a lot of the Indian cultures have what they call two-spirited people, and are actually quite revered. Excuse me. And a lot of Eastern societies have accepted in different varying forms throughout the ages. In the West, it's still a little bit of a issue. Female to male cross-dressers are a bit more accepted in the Western society than male to female. Simply because a lot of the male traditionally styled clothing has been reworked for feminine bodies and purposes, and also has a lot to do with the female activists that have worked over the centuries. And then there's the basically kind of like the emotional or symbolical reference to cross-dressing. A female that dresses more masculine symbolically is taking on a more masculine role, is seizing more power, to say, is becoming more proactive and things like that. And a male who dresses more feminine essentially is symbolically castrating themselves, and so is taking on more of a submissive role and things like that. This is not 100% the case, but as a society, that's kind of how our roles are. Women are considered and seen a lot as submissive and a less dominant race or sex, and as males, males are much more dominant and the power in the society and in the families. And so Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. I'm sucking on a cough drop at the moment, but it's not doing very well. Anyway, that's a little bit of an explanation on cross-dressing. Cross-dressers, for the most part, identify as heterosexual. Not all of them, but some of them do get sexual pleasure out of cross-dressing. Some of them do it because they like the feel of the clothing. Some of them do it because it's a fashion thing. Some of them do it because it's a shock and awe thing. It's a rebellious thing. Some of them do it because they idolize women, or vice versa. Some women do it because they idolize men. And they're trying to pattern their life after them. Most cross-dressers, at least most of them that I know, do it in secret. They're not out, per se. It's something that they don't necessarily feel comfortable with going out in the open doing. And so they do it in the confines of their own home. And cross-dressing can be hard on a lot of people because, especially in older men, I shouldn't say most, but there are a lot of older men that are married that cross-dress. And it causes a strain on their marriage if their spouse is not accepting of their actions. And a lot of times they will feel guilty. They get very depressed because they have this urge inside to express themselves, and they don't feel like they can without hurting someone. So it's difficult for them. So most of them are in hiding. And then I guess that's a pretty good description of cross-dressing. Just as a note, a lot of people will consider transsexuals or transgender people to be cross-dressers. I'd imagine as a small form, this is probably true. Most transgender people and most transsexual people consider themselves to be of the sex they were not born in. And so, like myself, I was born a male, but I identify as female. So to myself, I don't cross-dress because I dress gender appropriate. To other people, I may cross-dress, and that's maybe how they would refer to me. But as myself personally, I don't cross-dress because I see that I'm dressing the way I should. When I dress as a man, then I feel like I'm cross-dressing. So yeah. Anyway, this video has gotten to about 9 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and cut this one short. Maybe I can get a couple more out today and just talk a little bit more about the other classifications. And so anyway, thank you guys. We love you all and hope you all have a wonderful week. I am so sorry that it was 2 weeks and the video's all shaky. I'm doing it in my bedroom on my bed. So anyway, I love you guys. Have a good day.